Okay, so this is a demo on how to use Land Nav to help you prepare for a hike. The hike that I'm going to do is a popular one near Squamish called the Sea Summit. I really like it. Um, you can hike up, you can take the gondola down if you're tired. You have the option to keep going up into Alpine if there's no snow on another trail called Al Halbrax Trail. So to begin with, I would have kind of scoured on the internet trying to find a couple GPX tracks, lots of different sources. You can usually just Google the name of the trail, GPX, and lots of local sites and trail aggregator sites will appear. And you're looking for a GPX track. And in the case of mine, I'm going to actually have two of them. And I'll come around and I'll just start on the main home page and I'll choose import new map. And I'll navigate to the file, and I downloaded these on my desktop, and they're on iCloud, and so my phone is also connected to iCloud, so I can easily bring in files to and from. So I'll import the Sea Summit GPX, and we'll get a preview of it. I won't put a date field on it. We'll see that it grabbed one track and it has 235 points, so that looks about right. So click import. And now the map will appear and we'll see the outline of the track. We can switch it into 3D mode and get a preview of it. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to now bring in the second track onto the same map. So since I'm already on the map, I can use this action menu, choose import into map, navigate back to those files, and it's the Al Halbrax Ridge. And here we go. It's found that one track in the GPX file, 349 points. And now it appears. And, I'm going to just make that track a different color just so that it kind of stands out a bit more. And that's a great start. But now I might want to annotate the map to kind of help me with a bit of planning. And I'm going to switch over into the outdoors view and kind of just zoom in. So the first point that I usually add is a point to, like, if I'm going to be driving or taking, like, how do I get to the trail. So I'm gonna hold on the map and create a marker, and that makes a new P101 marker. I can tap on the label to bring up the name and color editor. I usually, just for me, I call it parking, and maybe I'll make it a blue color. And if I want to be precise, I can tap the move icon, and this will show like a satellite view, and it lets you fine tune the positioning of the waypoint. So I'm happy with that one down. I can clear that, and then I'll usually put a couple, I'll put markers on the trail where there's key decisions to be made. So normally the first one is where the trailhead is. And so I didn't quite get that with my clumsy thumb, so I'm going to kind of position that in. It looks like the trailhead is right about there. And I'm going to switch these back to green because I think that makes a better marker. And maybe I'll call this trailhead. And so this gives me okay, this is where I'm going to start. And then as I look at the trail, I can see that there's a junction here that's pretty important. So I'm just going to keep dropping a few marks along here. There's some pool views, so maybe we want to be aware of that. So I'll put a point there. And then there's obviously it looks like you get to a road and you have to make a junction there. So that's another important junction to make. And then you get up into the Summit Lodge area. So that's sort of probably where maybe you'll take a break, or at least that's the end of the one trail and where you want to come down. And then now if we look at the ridge, and maybe we'll switch into a satellite view to get a better view of what this ridge might look like. Especially if you switch it into 3D, you can start to see okay, it looks like the trail can kind of go two ways. I'm going to put a marker there as a junction. You have this nice, beautiful ridge. That's all in the bluffs, which is why this trail is quite amazing to do. There's another junction up there where you might need to make a decision. Looks like I kind of fumbled that, so let's just put it right there on the junction. And then, yeah, there's the lake here, so that's really. Now you can go into the item section and you can name all of these things if you want, or chances are they're just fine as the number points, but do whatever you want. A more complicated trail might require labeling more things. You can give them different colors and different shapes. But that's it. Now you have a customized map for the trail that you want to do. You can use 3D view to kind of get a preview of what's happening. You can see the trail from the trailhead up to that junction is fairly steep. There's a traverse, there's more elevation. You get to the lodge, you get a nice view. When you're ready to do the hike, you can click on your parking waypoint. So if we tap on the point, let's try that again. We got a number of actions under the More menu, and one of them is open in Apple Maps, and that'll open the location in Maps, and you can then use that to get your driving instructions. And that's it.